adult trapping. So we have sticky traps that will be catching the adults that may come up, even if we're trying not to have any, that trapping the adults that are coming up. We'll use as well two different predatory agents, or actually natural agents. One is a tiny, tiny, tiny parasitic wasp that you see here. Not at all. When you see the wasp, you'll basically will laugh because they are like 1.1 or 2 millimeter long, and they're very, very, very specific to fly pupae. And so no problem at all. Like we've released them a lot at many different barns, like dairy or chicken or pig, and you don't even notice them after. Like they're so small, and there's no chance at all. Very, very specific to flies. Like it's always the question, because we talk about wasp, but it's a group of insect we call wasp, and there's a big one, but very small ones as well. So what it does is we release them, and so you have the cycle of the fly here. Then the female wasp will find pupae, drill a hole, and insert his egg inside it, one or more eggs, and then instead of a fly coming out, it's wasps. So then no flies. And so we will release every week wasp into the collaborating farmer's barn. You see one emerging here. And Justine and I were just looking at pupae that has been that had some wasp in it, and they drill a very small round circle to exit the fly pupae. Then we have another one, which is we call an Easter beetle. It's a little beetle that eats the egg. So it's in the barn and eating the eggs of the fly. So less flies at the end. Then we will install baits with some insecticides. So it's a little plate. There's an example there. We place some insecticidal baits in the plate. The fly will go and there feed and die. So good option. So we're trying to prevent the number or reduce the number of adults, and if they are exceeding, or there are some adults, trying to kill them. And if at the end this doesn't really work, or doesn't work at the level we want, then we have the option, when the animals are going for market, to spray the barn with an insecticide. But that's the option. To know if it's working, we need to monitor all that. And we have many, many ways of monitoring. We're monitoring with sticky traps. We're monitoring with white cards that the fly will just stop there and rest, and they make a little spot there, and we count the spots. We're monitoring the number of larvae in the manure by collecting some known volume of manure and counting the number of pupae of larvae there, as well as we're monitoring the effect of the parasitic wasp by adding some pupae from the colony in a small mesh bag, and then seeing if they are actually parasitized. We're monitoring the environment, like temperature and humidity of the barn, because that can have a big effect on fly numbers. And we also would like to monitor off-site. So there's a sign-up sheet there close to the insect box. We'll probably need 5 or 6 or 7 people or collaborators for monitoring at their place, depending on where you live. And we would go every week to monitor the amount of flies. And it's really to see, first of all, are they the same species of them, like at the barn and at your site? And as well, I have an idea if what we're doing is decreasing the number elsewhere. And our goal is really, by doing so, to reduce the number of flies, as well as implement adapted to the different barns in Ontario. And I think that's it.
Thanks, Simon, and thanks you. So there's a little bit of the science that's going to be thrown against this problem. Clayton Gillis has offered to talk about how he copes at his restaurant. His restaurant's on King Street, corner of the Highway number 8 and Lincoln Avenue. And clean restaurants are important, obviously, to them. So Clayton, why don't you give a little bit of a chat on that, okay?
Thank you. 2 summers ago, we faced the flies, and they come in the back door, they come in the front door. They were infesting our patio, and we didn't know how we were going to keep business in the restaurant. First of all, with all these flies there, and how are we going to get them out? So we started doing some research. We started doing some reading, and what we came up with was kind of a attacking from all sides campaign against flies. We sealed up any cracks around our restaurant that we could find. We baited outside the restaurant. We got ourselves fly bags. We're lucky enough we have a contract with a local pest control company. We got ourselves fly bags. And with the advice of our contractor, we have done a reasonable job of keeping them out of our establishment. We've got compost collection like you all have at home. We don't have a dumpster. We never went with commercial garbage pickup. So we face the same things at the restaurant that you would all face at your homes. We've got compost behind the restaurant. And what do you do with it? Well, the first thing we thought was, this is a perfect breeding ground. We took those compost bins, the same green ones you got at home, we moved them to a shed. Locked up, sealed up, there's screens in it, there's no, as best you can seal up a shed, there's really no way to get in a few cracks. But we talked to our pest control company and said, can you help us along? They installed in there a sprayer. It's not crazy, it's not high tech, little sprayer on the wall, battery operated, 9-volt battery. They supply us with the chemicals. And he said it's not a really harsh chemical, but it's done really well. Our compost bins have 0 flies in them all summer long. They're out there in our shed, protected. We move our recycling out there during the winter months, during the summer months. The winter months, we don't have an issue. They stay a little closer to the building. But the one thing that our contractor said to us was, try to keep the flies away from the building. So we put up fly bags. They're full of pheromones and all other great stuff that flies love. We moved them as far away from the building as we possibly could. They're closer to the road. The flies are attracted there. They're not attracted to the back of our building, hopefully not coming in. So that's kept a lot of the flies out. We've got a screen around our patio, which was always the plan. If it's not flies, we've got mosquitoes, we've got bees. There's always something on that patio that diners don't want. We thought we would do our best to keep them all out. So we screened it in. We covered the patio, we screened the patio, nothing's getting in there. This summer we're hoping to install air curtains on all of our doors. When you walk into the restaurant, like when you're walking into a grocery store, the first thing you've got is this air blowing down, messing up your hair. Small price to pay to keep the little critters out of the restaurant. And those that get in, we do the same thing that everyone else does. In between services, we all grab our fly swatters. First we go on a smacking campaign, and then we go on a scrubbing all the walls down campaign. And all in all, it's been a relatively successful way of keeping on top of the problem within the restaurant. We always have them getting in the doors. Like I said, we've got a front door and a back door. Suppliers bring them in when they come in the front door. Our customers bring them in when they come in the door. We've just had to kind of attack them from all sides. So we're hoping that everything that we've done helps bring them down. I know that around our grounds now, there's nothing that we can find where there's breeding sites. There's no more maggots around our place. We're pretty happy about that. So I mean, it's something that everyone can do. Our compost this year won't all be going into the shed. We've got some folks that are coming picking it up. There's a farmer that does rabbits, and she said she's going to pick them up, pick up some of our vegetable scraps a couple times a week. It's all in a fridge, kept refrigerated. It's all very fresh. We're talking within 1 to 2 days of vegetable scraps being produced, carrot peelings, parsnip peelings, lettuces. It goes in a bucket. I call her up. She comes and picks it up. Anything that's left now goes into a freezer during the summer months. Out of the freezer on garbage day, hopefully hot enough to melt it around the edges before the garbage guys have to pick it up. With frozen compost, we're hoping that will also help out too. So here's hoping that everything that we've done and everything that our neighbors are doing is going to bring down the population. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Clayton. That brings us to the end of the presentations. Let's take a few moments, 10, 15 or so, grab a bottle of water if you like, and if you have a question, something that came up that you were curious about, or something that came up and you wanted a further explanation on, see Mike Rosecraft there at the back, and he will take those questions and then we'll go into the question and answer part, okay? So we'll take a 15 or so minute break.